Making sure we are all good. Looks like we are all good. Alright. Well, welcome back. Sure we are done. One last check. Alright, we are live, it says. So, welcome back. Quick few things before we get started. Do want to apologize for the absence. Wish I would have kept it going. But been pretty busy this year with the baby and everything, so that was tough. But not an excuse. Shouldn't make excuses. I could have done it. But honestly, football just kind of took its toll on me this year. So, but it's a new year. It's a new dynasty. It's a new fantasy football season. It's a new year. It's a new year, new me. So we're gonna get the ball back rolling. So yeah, just a few things how I'm thinking it's gonna go the rest of this year, hopefully, if all goes according to plan. Hold on 1 second. Okay. First things first, I do want to say, you might hear like a little background noise, like some white noise. That is my baby monitor. Will has been getting up very early these days, not really sleeping as well as he once was. Got some teething going on, as well as he's learning a whole bunch of new skills, and there's a 1 year sleep regression. It's a whole thing, man. So his sleep has not been very good. So I might have to. Might be too loud. Maybe that's better. I don't know. I might have to run away real quick and go put him back to sleep. If that does happen, I will obviously come back. But just be aware of that. That is a very real. Whoops! I did not mean to click on Minecraft there. That is a very I'm a Minecraft streamer now. There's a possibility that I'm gonna have to dip for 5 minutes or so and go put him back to sleep. Cheers, by the way, having a little bevy here. Cap off a good day of football. Didn't get to watch most of the game. Didn't get to watch some of them. Saw that shit show between the Broncos and the Patriots, and then a better game against the Rams and the Seahawks. Will be rooting for the Seahawks, staking my claim to them now on the bandwagon. Once was a hater, but no, I'll pull for the Seahawks. All right. So back to business here. Next thing on the docket, I need to be held accountable. I need to be held accountable by you guys. If you really want me to keep doing this, I enjoy it, it's fun. But if you really want me to keep going, then I need you guys to force me to do it. Don't let me forget. Don't let me skip out on a week or whatever. I need your help. So if I'm slacking, let me know, and I'll light a fire under me, so to speak. Now for schedule. How I'm thinking is going to go. Off season, obviously there's less to talk about. I've got 12 shows, shows lined up, with just 12 team reviews or previews really for the upcoming season. How I think the rosters are looking, what can be added, what I think of all your players. You'll see how it goes today when I go through Taylor's team. In order of how they finished. So 12 being the first, and then we'll finish off with Jordan in 3 months or so. Should be around the draft time, so I'll do some draft stuff. Maybe I'll do mock drafts. I don't know. I have some ideas. We'll see. But in season, I want to try. Next year I don't even know where I'm going to be living. I might have a job next year. Don't know if I'll still be stay-at-home dadding it. But even if I do have a job, I still think I'd want to continue this. So maybe it'd be 2 a week. Maybe 1 a week, depending on what's going on. Like a week review and a week preview, something like that. I don't know. I haven't really thought that far because we've got a while to go before the season starts. So, could be 1, could be 2, who knows. Also, did some collaborations. We had Trev when we did the first iteration, Era 1. This is the new era for your Survivor fans. And the old era of Survivor, the original 40 seasons, so to speak. We did have 1 guest appearance, Trev. Thank you for doing that. But I want more. Try to get Taylor on. He said no, so you are all deprived of that. So sorry, but maybe next time. I think I don't know who's second worst. Tim maybe. Tim might do it. We'll see. Tim's hard to get a hold of. So, all right. So with that, excuse me. With that, let me send a few texts real quick. Okay, so as of right now, I don't think we have anybody watching slash listening, but I'll keep an eye on it, see if anyone does pop in. I want to do a quick season review. I think that's what I kind of got burned out on last time. Was I was doing a lot of research for those like season reviews that I was doing, and then I was literally burnt out, and then I just kind of said screw it because I wanted to do all these things and I didn't get to it, and then I didn't just pick up in the middle of the season. So, let's just get started with the season review. Jurgen, congratulations to Jurgen. He takes the cake. He wins the Dynasty League, Munch's Make Believe Band League. It's a very impressive year Jurgen put together. A couple stats here. Jurgen, 1,905 points for. That's 50 more than the next best. It's pretty impressive. That's a pretty pretty dominant. There we go. Pretty dominant year from Jurgen. Really, you can argue the schedule. Only 1,486 points against, but he scored 1,900. And he's even if he was in the goods division, he would maybe that's a 2-game swing. He's 10-4. He still gets by. All is the same, in my opinion. I don't think this points against number here is any reason to not shame, but any reason to think that it was a fluke. He most points for, absolutely deserved it. Really, honestly, kind of interesting roster layout. Like, quarterback was kind of a question for him all year. Had C.J. Stroud, but not anywhere. He's not the C.J. Stroud we saw year one. He just isn't. And then obviously Jackson Dart really came on strong when he played. Concussion merchant kind of hurt him as well, but he didn't really need a quarterback. I think he even played. No, I don't know if he ever played Jameis Winston, but quarterback was kind of a weird. It's a weird message in the chat. I don't know who It's Dallas Live is. Whatever. But he didn't need a quarterback. He had Jonathan Taylor and Kyren Williams going off. I mean, Jonathan Taylor was unbelievable this year, as we know. Running back one, Kyren Williams, as it says, TD slut. He didn't score as many TDs as normal, but he didn't need to. He had plenty of yards and plenty of touchdowns as well. Just a fantastic 1-2 punch. And then you had JSN. It was an unbelievable season from Jackson Smith and Jigba. That carried him. Those three guys really did carry him. Pickens was a late season acquisition. Spent quite a bit to get him, to be honest, but worth it. I mean, for what he did, he didn't do too much in a couple of these games here, but I believe that was for the semifinal. That helps him win the league. So can't fault that at all. A player I really like, Brendan Strange, was pretty good for him down the stretch as well. And then he also had Kelsey that contributed pretty well as well, even in his age 36 season. So just a really well-balanced team. I think Jalen Waddle, we'll talk more about Jurgen's team in specifics when we get to his roster breakdown. But all in all, I think he had a very solid team, obviously. I mean, just very, very solid. He also, to my knowledge, I don't think any of these guys, aside from his quarterbacks, really had any injuries. He was pretty healthy all year, if I remember correctly. I forgot he had Kyler Murray. I forgot he had Travis Hunter, too. Yikes. So Travis Hunter, obviously, not what you want from a first-round pick. I don't know. Hopefully he comes back healthy for Jurgen's sake. And then Kyler, I'm not sure he wants Kyler to come back healthy. Who knows what's going on with Kyler? He might be out of Arizona, so we'll see. That is an interesting question for the future, especially when we go through Jurgen's team individually. So, yeah, I just wanted to congratulate Jurgen there. A job well done. A very nice victory for you. And then I also want to shout out Trev. Congrats to Trev on making the Super Bowl. Obviously, it didn't go the way you wanted it to, but quite an interesting year for Trev. I mean, if we think back to how he started off the year, last March, April, somewhere in there, he traded for what became Ashton Genty and Amarian Hampton for, and who else did I get? Some other shitter. Oh no, and he gave up. Who else did he give up? Oh, the running back from Carolina, Chuba Hubbard. Dog shit. We'll talk about that later. And he also picked up this guy, Chris Olave. Again, we'll talk more about Trev's team in detail later on, but Trev had a very, very solid year. Again, Trev's always up there in terms of points against. I'm actually going to look at this right now. Why not see this? Where's the... Maybe you can't do it on the app or on the mobile, or on the desktop version. But on your phone, you can go and look and see who's had the most points against. I'm gonna do that really quick throughout all of the years. But I guess the mobile app is way better than the desktop for sure. Yeah, league history. Trev is leading by 100 points and points allowed for the 4 years of this dynasty. So Trev kind of gets screwed pretty often, but he still made the playoffs, even though everyone said he was breaking his team down, breaking his roster down. He was selling players left and right. Kind of a little mini retool, and he made it. Right? He made it work. Barely snuck into the playoffs. I think week 14 or whatever it is, snuck in. And then, made it all the way. Do have some concerns with the aging receiver core, but he's got 4 first-round picks in 2027. Thank you, Tim. So, I mean, he could even, compete next year again and then still have those 4 first-round picks if he wants to. So, Trev, great job for you. I think we talked about it before, Trev. Keeps saying holding pattern. Just wait. You don't need to make any big moves. Or you trade anything. Just wait it out. Get those four first. Either trade them then or use them, and then you're off to the races. So again, going to go into more detail with that later on, but we're going to move on now to Taylor's team. Taylor Fox's team. He finished dead last, 3-11 record, 1,459 points. Not the worst points scored. That goes to Joe with 1,410, and then Tim also had fewer points scored than Taylor as well. So Taylor 10th in points for. And if we were doing inverse max points for, he would not have the first overall pick. His team is better than those two teams. No offense. You'll see why in a little bit. But yeah, Taylor did have pretty middle of the road in terms of points allowed. I don't know where exactly he is in the table. I did not write it down. But yeah. All right. So more on what's your name? Taylor's team. So I have a few different things. I did a little bit of research just so I had some thoughts on all his players. We all know what KTC is. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. KTC is not a reputable source for trade offers. It helps identify who's valuable or how you could theoretically be valuing somebody. In no way, shape, or form should you be using it as Bible. I've talked to a few people about this, but in case you don't remember or don't care to remember, don't use KTC as Bible. It is not a Bible. It is a tool to help you understand, what kind of weight you have and maybe what you could ask for in terms of the trade. Now, let's get into this. I also have my own little thing here that I'm going to probably look at more, honestly, is this little spreadsheet I've made. Looks a little funky, but I don't know, it makes sense to me, so maybe it'll make sense to you. You're all going to have one of these, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and do this. So this is Taylor's January 2026 Dynasty team. This will change, obviously, as we go on. That's what a Dynasty is. We got his quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. So this tier up here is obviously starter tier, who I think you could start, theoretically. Just because someone's not in here doesn't mean that couldn't change. Like, if we do this in 3 months after free agency, after draft, some of these guys could move up into that tier. We'll talk about that in a second. But this is who I deem right now as startable. Like, these guys, you're going to be fine if you start them. Backups, starters are who you want to start. Backups, you're going to be fine if you start them. You might not want to be starting Cam Ward as your quarterback one, as your quarterback. You only have one quarterback, but he could do a job, right? He's not terrible. He's not great. He's a backup. And then obviously we have the development tier. This is young guys that I don't really know what to do with them yet because, well, we'll talk about them in a second. Who knows tier mostly has to do with players coming off injuries or going into free agency that had a situation and now, like, we don't know what they're going to do. Pacheco is a prime example of that. And then cut candidates, you obviously need to fill out your roster with somebody, so you can't really cut all these guys, but theoretically, these are guys you can cut. Now, Taylor has 4 picks next year. In no way, shape, or form should any of these guys make the roster over one of these 4 picks. We'll talk about why in a second. So, starting off with quarterbacks, I think he's got a pretty good 1-2 punch here. You've got, and by the way, these numbers, or these colors, just denote starter, backup. I don't know yet for some of them. If you have to start them, that's what the blue is. In a pinch, if you have to start this guy, you could, and then red, do not start these people. So, quarterbacks, Josh Allen. I mean, I don't really need to go into much detail about Josh Allen. We can look at his year really quick. Ended up as the quarterback one. Obviously, it's that rushing upside. I mean, he's 15, 12, and 14 rushing touchdowns over the last 3 years. Unbelievable. That's a guy you don't really get rid of. He's your quarterback. You don't ever need to trade Josh Allen. I mean, unless you go through a major rebuild, but even then, don't really think you're going to get anybody as good as him, so you just keep Josh Allen. Cam Ward, I liked what I saw from Cam Ward this year, to be fair. His stats don't really, 15 touchdowns is not a lot. 3,200 yards is not a lot. He's a rookie in a pretty terrible offense. I mean, he's throwing wasn't even throwing a Calvin Ridley. He was hurt all year. Elich, I don't know. I never know how to say his name, but this guy, rookie, did okay for a rookie year, but I mean, these aren't real players. These aren't guys that are going to do anything. I think DK had a pretty good year. I think most of his point, he was a very good returner. Didn't he set the record? I don't know. He might have set some record, like the most yards gained by a rookie, something like that. I don't know. But it was all mostly what do you call it? Punt return yards, kick return yards. So he's not throwing anybody. So I'm okay with Cam Ward's rookie year. I see. Yeah, all-purpose yards. That's what it must be. We can just look it up. Thanks, Divine King of Swag. Thanks, Dylan. Scam Ward. Yes, Scam Ward. Terrible college quarterback. Played for a terrible school, I should say. But I liked what he did. I'm not. I kind of like the Titans. I think they're going to be better this year than next year. I think it's hard to be worse than you were last year. But I liked. What's his name? On the blanking on their new head coach, the Robert Saleh. I'm happy that Robert Saleh is there. I think that's going to be a good hire. I think it is a good hire. So look out for Cam Ward next year. I also have him in another league, so maybe a little bit biased, but yeah. Okay. Quarterback, I think it's fine. I don't think you need to do anything with Taylor. Maybe you get a third. I don't think you can play Joe Flacco anymore. I have a little note here. I don't know. He's got to be a free agent, I think. I don't know anyone's going to sign him, and I don't know anyone that's going to play him. So I don't know if you can count on Joe Flacco to be anything next year. You might want to get a third option just in case, but you feel okay with Allen and Ward as your 1-2. Now I have no starters. No starters in the running backs, in the running back room for Taylor. I don't think any of these guys are starters right now. J.K. Dobbins. Taylor really pissed me off this year. because I inquired about J.K. Dobbins when Taylor was having a rough start to the year, and he wanted 2 firsts for him, and that honestly angered me. I was seeing red. I was so annoyed when I got that message in return. He's not worth 2 firsts. He's not worth 1 first. J.K. Dobbins is always hurt. He is going to be a free agent, so we'll see. I don't know that Denver's going to bring him back. I don't think it would be. I think it would be good if they brought him back for him. In terms of fantasy, I don't know, because I think they liked what they saw from Harvey this year. So I think he's a backup no matter what happens. I don't think anyone's going to trust him to be your number 1 running back. This is not going to happen. So I'm okay with him on the roster. I'd be happy with him on the roster, but he's not a starter. You can't be starting him. Only reason I don't know yet is because it's either backup or in a pinch. Because he could be a backup, but he could also blow his knee out in preseason or in training camp, and then it's over for him, which is not out of the realm of possibility. It's happened multiple times. Brashard Smith is one who I do like. I think I spelled his name wrong here. I think it's Brashard. I do like him. He should not be starting for you. It is Brashard. He should not be starting for you right now. Rookie, but like I said here, limited use in a bad Chiefs backfield. Pacheco is terrible. I do have Pacheco. Could be a free agency win, depending on where he goes. There are a couple running back needy teams. Could be good, but also I don't know if I see it for Pacheco anymore. I think his days might be over. The reason I have Brashard Smith in development is because I don't even know if he's going to be useful next year. The Chiefs are probably going to draft a running back, if I had to guess. They have a lot of holes to fill. I mean, it's going to be tough for them, at least in the beginning of the year, which is good for most of us, because I think we're all tired of the Chiefs. But with Mahomes being out, they're going to need to lean on a running game. They're going to bring in a running back, I think. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a free agency, draft, or both. Probably both, to be honest. I don't know where that leaves Brashard Smith, so I don't know what you do with him. But he's not someone you cut. You don't cut a Brashard Smith. You know this, I'm sure. But he's not someone I would get rid of. Because there is upside there. He could be something. He wasn't great in his rookie year. I mean, averaged 3.4 a carry. It's not all down to him. He did get some good receiving looks, but it's all down to him. No one in that Chiefs backfield performed well, maybe outside of Kareem Hunt, but even him, he only averaged 3.75 a carry, so it's not like their O-line was anything special. So I don't know. He's an interesting one, but I do like him. I think he could be good. Tank Bigsby. When I was doing this, I originally wrote, hopefully ETN leaves. I totally forgot he got traded to Philly. I totally forgot that. So he's in Philly. He's got a couple years till he's a free agent. He's one I don't really know what you do. He's not startable. He's not a cut candidate yet because he's proven he can be a decent running back in the NFL. Not this year, obviously, but with the Jags, he had a pretty good run. But I just don't know. He's not going to do anything until maybe if Saquon gets hurt or if he leaves in free agency. That's not until I think he's got another year. Might be 2 years. I don't know. It says 3 years, so unless he signed an extension, I don't know. Either way, he needs to be a free agent if he wants to be competitive. Don't know yet. Don't see him getting another trade. I would just hold on to him if it were me. Sorry, but yeah, that's Tank Bigsby. Totally forgot he got traded, so that was news to me. These 4 guys, I mean, I don't really need to say much. Garendo, I just don't see it with him. He's a third stringer. He's probably not going to be anything. He's 25 years old. He's one of the first, not the first to go, but I don't know what some of these chats are. I don't know what's happening. I don't like this. Justice Hill, I mean, he's an old running back coming off of a season-ending injury. You don't need Justice Hill on your team. I think he's fine to go. Same thing as Zamir White and Tyler Beatty. Zamir White had an off season where people were excited about him last year. He was supposed to be the number one guy, and then he sucked. And then they had guys like Sincere McCormick playing, and then obviously with Genti now, Zamir White's cooked, and he's not going to benefit for free agency. No one's going to pick up Zamir White to be their bell cow. It's not happening. So another cut candidate. We'll talk more about the running back room in a second, but we're going to move on to the receivers now. I think he's got a pretty solid receiver room. I have 4 guys that you could start and be fine with Mike Evans kind of a fringe, but T. Higgins, James Williams, Zay Flowers, all pretty locked in. Those are your 3 receivers. You're fine with those. I think it's solid, pretty good. KTC has him at the 10th best receiving room, but that's mostly because he has a bunch of dog shit down here. But good foursome here. JMO, we'll see. New offensive coordinator. He was much better this year. I think he had a really good development year. Over 1,000 yards, a couple touchdowns. He looked good. Route running was improved. All that was good. But the new OC, at least from what I understand, doesn't really like to take risks. I don't know if that's a Jonathan Gannon thing, where he's more conservative head coach. I don't know. But JMO could see a slight regression, but he also could go nuclear. Who knows? I think he's a solid start, though. Mike Evans hurt a lot of the year. Numbers weren't as good, but even when he was playing, he was very good. I mean, he was performing. He still finished with 350, 3 touchdowns, but that's only in 6 games. I mean, he was still doing it. Really, he's got to prove he can't do it before I'm ready to write him off. Honestly, I think he still has it in the tank. Baker's going to throw the ball a ton. That's not changing. So. So I've got him in that tier, in the starter tier. You might move him down to backup. He does have injury issues. But like I said, until he proves he can't be a solid receiver, you gotta leave him in that tier. I don't think he has any backups. I think these 2 here, Tyreek Hill and John Mechie, could be backups. John Mechie's a free agent. He's had a tough go, really, but looked pretty good in New York. I mean, better than he had. I hope he doesn't say New York for his sake. He needs to go to a team that has a legit quarterback, and on a team that he's not going to be the number 1 guy, because he kind of was the number 1 guy. Garrett Wilson was hurt by the time he got there. Josh Reynolds is a nothing burger. He was also hurt the whole year. He was it. I guess A.D. Mitchell was probably their number 1. But John Mechie needs to be a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. And even then, when you get to that point, you can't really start that guy. I still think he has some upside. He's still not really young, but he's 25. So he's got some time, albeit not a lot, to grow, but he's not someone to cut. He's better than these guys. Tyreek Hill, another one, he's probably going to be a free agent, but who knows what he's going to do. He's threatened retirement. He wants to be a streamer. I don't know. I don't know where to put Tyreek Hill. This one's one I can't really say. I don't really have an opinion on him until he goes somewhere else. I don't know where he's going. Could he be going back to Kansas City? Just kidding. I have no idea. So we'll see. Luke McCaffrey, I don't know. I guess I'm lower on him than most people. I don't get the hype. Like, I don't know how he's... I mean, wide receiver 89, splitting hairs here for KTC, but I don't know how he's even valued at that. Maybe because he's young, but he's like not even that young. I don't know. I'm not a huge Luke McCaffrey guy. Did have injury issues, but he's one where you can't really make a decision yet. I don't think, so I'm leaving him here in development. You don't cut him just because he's a little bit younger than these guys, who are all just terrible. I don't even write things about most of these guys, because I don't need to talk about DeMar. We all know Marcus Robinson isn't anything. We all know Chris Moore isn't anything. Like, we don't need to talk about Brandon Cooks anymore. Although Tim might want to. Did he catch it? I don't think he caught it. I'll say it, Tim, if you're listening. Probably not, but I think it was a pick. I do think if the Bills would have won that game, they would have beat New England and would have a Bills-Seahawks Super Bowl. I don't know why, but yeah, it didn't happen. Sorry, Tim. So yeah. All right, moving on to tight ends, which I think pretty solid here. The only downside is you only have 2 tight ends. I was kind of shocked when I saw that. Mostly, I use this website just to see who everyone was, like how many, like who's on your team, because this is not an easy way of looking at it. It doesn't really group them up any easy way. So this is much easier. Excuse me, my God. But it's crazy. You only have 2 tight ends. I don't know. It's just weird to me. But those 2 tight ends you do have are pretty good. I like Hunter Henry. I think Hunter Henry had a great year. I actually don't know what his contract situation is like. Okay, he's got 1 more year. He's got 1 more year on his deal. I don't think they're gonna use this out. I think he's fine. And Drake May obviously likes throwing to him, so. Obviously, you keep Hunter Henry. I think he's good for another year. And Njoku, I only have him in the backup category because he's injury prone. He's had injuries the last 2 years. God, dude, I can't stop yawning. This is terrible podcasting. He's only here because of his injury history and the fact that he's gonna be a free agent soon. Don't know where he's gonna be. I have opinions, I have thoughts on where I think he's going to go. I'm not going to share those right now. But look out for David Njoku. That's all I'm going to say. I think he could have a good bounce back year, especially because I don't think he's going back to Cleveland. I think there's no shot he goes back there. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. And on to the picks. He has 4 picks. His first, his third, and Yurden's first and Yurden's third. Obviously, he's going to bookend both of those rounds, bookend the draft, unless he makes some trades. I don't see him trading the first overall pick, mostly because we know who's going to be right here in this slot next year. It's going to be Jeremiah Love. I don't think you're going to trade the chance to have him, especially with how your running back room looks. So, really just type in Jeremiah. Oh, did I say Jeremiah Smith? Jeremiah Love. Sorry. Jeremiah Love will be the number 1 overall pick, in my opinion. And he's going to slot right there in the RB1 role for you. Still, there's a couple holes in your roster. Dude, I'm sorry. I keep fucking yawning. It's embarrassing. I think I forgot. So, I like that. That's a step in the right direction. What you do have is 327 first and 228 first. So I think Taylor's very well set up for the future. He's got a young-ish receiver room. Higgins, J-Mo, and Zay Flowers are all pretty young. These guys are getting old. There's no running backs. I think he's fine at quarterback. Josh Allen's not going to stop playing anytime soon. So really you need to just figure out a couple of running backs, maybe a receiver, a couple of tight ends. I think Taylor's in a pretty good spot here, to be honest with you. Obviously had a rough go, and he's only 2 years removed from a league win. So it's not like his team was terrible to begin with. I think he just had some bad luck. Definitely dealt with injuries all year. So I don't know. I kind of like Taylor's team going forward, to be honest with you. So yeah, good job, Taylor, on building your roster. Not really. You're bottom of the barrel now, but you did win a championship, so better than I could do. So congrats to you. But yeah. This is just what I was his potential starting lineup next season. Josh Allen, probably Love. Don't know where you're going to go at running back. Could be any of these 3. My best guess is Dobbins will be slotted in here, just because there's nobody else. I just don't see Brashard Smith taking over that running back role in Kansas City. And he's going to have a battle, for sure. I mean, if you look at Kansas City Chiefs running backs, or just their depth chart, he's got Pacheco and Hunt will be gone, but they're not just going to leave those spots open. I did not know Pierce was on the Chiefs. they're gonna have to fill those slots with somebody. So I don't know, man. I don't know about Rashard Smith, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, that's all I had planned for today. I guess it's really too early to predict what these three picks are going to be. I have no idea. I haven't really started my draft research yet. I've got a couple of prospects I've looked at, but doesn't look like a great draft. So I'm not sure what that 112 is going to be. I don't know. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got for today. Happy to be back. Happy that Will didn't wake up. That's good. Any questions? Anybody still watching? I see we have 2 viewers. Pretty sure one of those is me. Don't know though. Any questions before we go? I'll give you a minute to get those typed out. I'll give a little prediction for next year. I don't think Taylor's going to end up at the bottom of the barrel next year. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think he's made the playoffs. He could feasibly make the playoffs. Could. But I don't see it happening. Thank you, Trev. Thank you. Trev, I look forward to having you on. Unfortunately, it won't be for a couple months because you finished second. So, got to get through all these terrible teams to get to your team. All right, that's it for me. I'll see you. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. Who knows? I'll do the next one. I don't really have a schedule. I don't know. I'm pretty tired these days. Will's been getting up real early, so I had some energy today, so got it done. I don't know. Maybe I'll do one a day. I don't know. I don't want to burn myself out, so we'll see. At any rate, I'll see you all later. Thanks for joining me, and we will. Yes, I will post it on YouTube. You'll get to listen to all of it if you want. It's only 37 minutes, so it should upload pretty quickly. But yeah. Alright. I will talk to you all later. Thanks for joining. See you next time.